How are y'all doing? Good. Are you ready for New York?
Yeah.
It's a great city. Alright, so basically I want to start with a confession. I actually have no idea really how to give a speech, so if you'll just bear with me. So I probably do know that a lot of you are wondering why someone just a couple years older than you is up here with the job of giving you a speech at all. And to be honest, I'm kind of wondering the same thing. But I can tell you that it started with a trip I took to South Africa with ISLP, which is actually a sister program to GYLC. So just a couple years ago, I was actually sitting in your exact seats. So back to my current problem though, I have no idea how to give a speech because no one ever told me how to give a speech. So in fact, if you told me 5 years ago that I was going to be up here giving a speech, I probably would have laughed and gotten all my friends and asked them to come and hear you tell it again so that they could laugh at me. So what happened in those 5 years between, leaving Flower Mound, Texas, hilarious small town in Texas, for a trip to South Africa, which opened my eyes to the beauty and the suffering of the world. So basically seeing families led by children younger than any of us in this room, who have the job of caring for everyone in their family. They have the job of providing for their family. Seeing diseases which are solved by a simple saltwater and sugar mixture ravage entire communities, and diseases that are worse than that ravage entire continents, that was eye-opening. And it caused me to start the Eyes on Africa Foundation. So there was one moment in particular which stands out in my mind in an orphanage outside of Johannesburg, South Africa. My group had just arrived that morning, and a little boy named Jacob was actually found in a dumpster next to the children's home we were visiting. Now in all that poverty, disease, unemployment, all those things I couldn't imagine, that morning at that orphanage, a boy had been left in a dumpster. We always hear that $5 can save a life. What had just happened for me was the realization that my $5 could save Jacob. That's a powerful thing to realize. I spent twice that to see Harry Potter on opening night. I spent 10,000 times that to go to college. To realize that that's all it takes to save a life, that's a powerful thing. I didn't start Eyes on Africa because I wanted to. I started it because I knew I had to, because I had $5 and I knew a heck of a lot of people who did too. All they needed was a jump start, some reason to give. Now, 4 years later, Eyes on Africa has led volunteer trips to South Africa and Namibia, raised more than $100,000 to support our mission of helping AIDS-affected children and their caregivers, and won an international competition on Facebook. We brought clean water to communities in northern Namibia, funded the expansion of a pre-primary school, and donated a mobile HIV testing vehicle, which raised the amount of people being tested in that community by over 700%. So what happened in those 5 years between me leaving for South Africa and coming up here today to give a speech? What happened was that I stopped waiting for someone to tell me how to give a speech. Maybe some of you can relate to this, but I've always felt, and I still really do, that there's so many things that adults know that I haven't the first clue about. Things like refinancing. I have no idea what that is. How to pay taxes appropriately. Kind of a mystery. Does first financing even exist? I don't even know. There just seems to be loads of stuff that I don't know anything about that adults know how to do. So literally for my entire life, my friends and I have been waiting on what we call the packet. Supposedly what this packet was the answer to all of life's questions, and it would appear in our mailboxes to explain all the things that adults know that I had no idea about. Sounds amazing, right? So we decided that the packet was probably going to appear in our mailboxes at the age of 16. Then maybe 18, then as we got older, 21, maybe 25, who knows, maybe it's going to appear at 35. I continue to check my mailbox, basically. So the truth may be that there is no packet at all. There is no instruction manual to life. What's funny is that when you stop looking for one, you realize that it can't exist because nobody knows what they're doing out there. Take your parents, for example. You do something wrong and you get grounded. The behind the scenes is that they sit up that night and your mom compliments your dad on what a great job he did on backing her up. Or they wonder what they were supposed to do or if they were too harsh. They have no idea what they're doing. Alright, so basically that's the point of the speech. Go out there into the world as clueless as everyone else. Okay, so probably not the right ending. But let me give you the real point I'm trying to make. The point the world is trying to make, the point that your life and everyone's in it. The point is to do something. To change something or someone to matter. Because when no one knows how to do anything, it's that much easier to do something. Our problem is that we always think we're too young to do big things. Too young to matter to a cause. Too young to make a change. But nothing's going to happen between where we are right now and when we're 25 that's going to explain how things are supposed to be done. Nobody knows. You're as ready as you are now as anybody who's ever done it. We even have one advantage. We're too young to know that we can't do it. So do it. How lucky are we right now? We're all sitting under a roof. We all ate today. We had plenty to drink and we didn't have to walk miles and miles to get it. Sure, we think about tomorrow and we worry about the small stuff. But when you think about it, it's the really small stuff. Maybe stuff that we shouldn't even worry about at all. We're all incredibly lucky, and because of that, we're also incredibly in debt. I once had someone ask me what they should do if they didn't feel like they were that lucky. And my answer to that is to think about just how many people are out there that aren't as lucky as you are, whatever that means. Get passionate about something. It doesn't have to be starting your own organization, because I can tell you that just getting involved in one is invaluable. But don't get involved like a kid. Get involved like someone who knows that they're as capable as the person next to them, more capable even. Bring your family and friends into the mix. Dedicate your time and your knowledge, whatever it might be. We all have different talents, and there's some way to put them to good use. Not just to use, but to good use. You're in a room with some of the most capable people in the world right now, all equally obliged to help. So join together, keep in touch. Forcing change isn't hard, and it doesn't take a long time. It just takes your time. Eyes on Africa is only a few years old. A couple of years. I thought the change took a long time. Maybe it's one of those things that would have appeared in the packet if it ever appeared. I'll tell you now, change does not have to take a long time. You can change the world with a YouTube video. You can change the world with your money, your time, your support. There's so many ways to change the world. So where do you start? Alright, so how many of you have ever been told to network? Maybe it came as your uncle talking about how he got his job from someone he knew, or that it's not what you know, but who you know. Let's face it, we're bombarded by adults giving us advice to get connected to everyone around us. But what is networking? Am I really supposed to carry a Rolodex around and flip through my catalog of business cards to figure out the one person who has the solution to all my problems? Well, it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it can be the magic cure. Use your connections. Networking isn't something that happens when you get older. It's something you've already done, even if you didn't know it. Your best friend is a potential volunteer or donor. Your aunts, uncles, their friends, your boss, his friends, teachers, everyone out there who gives you the time of day is a connection. Besides, people are nicer than you think when it comes to making a difference. I'll give you an example. One day on Facebook, I saw a charity contest called Chase Community Giving. Basically, it's this contest where charities sign up, they recruit people to go to this website and click vote for their charity. At first glance, this seemed absolutely impossible. With more than 500,000 charities in the running, some of them as big as American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, gigantic charities in America, all competing for this prize. I thought, we didn't stand a chance, but it turned out not to be true. We're a group of young people, and young people are great at social networks. So after weeks of friends and friends of friends and pokes and evites, we finally had done it. And we won $25,000 and a ton of international press. Reach out for people, and most of the time you'll find them reaching back for you. People want to help, they just don't know how. They're all waiting on the packet. So while we were searching for the mobile trailer we were going to buy and renovate to turn into the mobile HIV testing vehicle I was talking about, we ran into a man who refused to sell us the caravan that we wanted. He used to be part of a Rotary Club, I guess, and had a bad experience donating in the past, and so he just quit altogether. So at first, I honestly had no idea how to handle this. We literally go up to the guy, we have cash, we want to buy the caravan, and he won't sell it to us. Dude, what's up? No idea. So we have this extremely awkward moment where all of us volunteers are standing on one side, he's standing on the other, we're staring at each other in total silence, wondering what to do next. And then he smiles, rustles one of our volunteers' hair, and said that he would donate the caravan, the parts, and all the time that we needed to turn this caravan into what we wanted. It turns out that he owned a machine shop across the street too. He said that he was embarrassed that Americans had to come to his country to do something that he wasn't willing to do. Reaching out to help a cause changes more lives than you think. Okay, I want to do a quick exercise. If you're all wondering what this pool is, here's the time.